Good morning, everyone. It's been brought to my attention that this is clearly not going to be a daily vlog. I wish it was, but there's just too many other things going on in my life at the moment. So, yeah, but that's okay. I'll still, I'm going to make videos when I can, which hopefully will be 3-4 times a week. As you might have guessed, I'm off to do a bit of boarding, and also going to be meeting up with Mark and hopefully doing a bit of the old Tesla chit-chat. Right, anyway, better get cracking because I am running a little late. The more I get into vlogging again, the later I am for stuff. It's just basically how it goes. It's good to be busy though. Oh, thank you, that would actually be quite helpful. It's always so much easier visiting people with Teslas. Right, cool.
My 360 with GoPro adapter on the end of it. My GoPro pendant, always ready, or never ready.
Yep.
And that'll go on the end of that.
Like one of those kung fu sticks, yeah. Blade on each end and extendable. Yeah, you know what I'm not going to be doing today? I'm not going to be using the 360-degree camera at all.
That's where your life went, was it?
Why do you think I was late this morning? Because I was rendering and then re-rendering.
Oh yeah.
Blinking 360-degree footage. I mean, I love it and it's great, but I hate it and it's not. So you're telling me, Will was trying to buy some Tesla ride-ons for hospitals?
Yeah, people on the owners group have been donating their radio flyers, their mini Teslas, to hospitals, so that little kids who are going for operations can ride them and drive this little mini Tesla from their ward to the operating theatre. So they feel good about something that's horrendous that's going to happen to them. And people have been donating them when they're finished with them, or they don't need them, or they haven't got kids or stuff. And Will Feely got in touch with Radio Flyer and asked them if he could buy 24 mini Teslas, to which they said no. So then, that wasn't the end of it. So he then puts a tweet out to Elon Musk. And on Twitter, Elon replied with a thumbs up. And then he came back personally and said not only is it's gonna happen, but Elon Musk is gonna buy some himself personally for the hospitals in the UK.
Cool.
Now you won't get that with a Mercedes.
I am a big Elon Musk fan. I bet you'd never have guessed that, would you? He does just seem like a guy with a good heart, doesn't he?
Yeah.
This beautiful barge is where we're going to be eating lunch in a minute when they get round to opening it. And Mark was just about to tell me, well, actually we were talking about, he was saying he wants another Tesla, of course, because, one is just not enough.
It was the craziest idea I've ever had yesterday, to have the Tesla that I've got, keep it for just putting the miles on, and then get another Tesla for best. That's like a suit.
I suggested maybe a Model X because it's different, and he said maybe a Model 3. And then he said the weight will be enormous.
Yeah,
now, I don't think it will, not in the UK. That's one of the reasons why I don't feel any rush around here to place an order. Because if it works anything like it did with Model S, the real weight is in the US while they ramp up production. Once they get to the point where they're ready to start shipping them over to the UK, by that point the factory will be regularly pumping out 5, 6, 7,000 a week.
But the factory in Europe needs to be up to speed to assemble the three lumps into a car.
Exactly, but assembling the 3 lumps into a car is really, A, it's not that difficult, and secondly, if they have to, they can ship them over whole. Yes, they lose a bunch on tax, but they keep a bunch of happy customers, so they probably won't do that. They'll just get the factory, they'll get the factory in the Netherlands sorted. It won't even be difficult, they're just putting 3 bits together, for goodness sake. Yeah. It's not like in the US where they've actually got to fine-tune the production process and make sure that they're not being produced with loads of defects and things. And I'm guessing that means it's food time in a minute. Once they start shipping in the UK, I reckon you could place an order and get it in about 9 to 12 months. That's what I reckon. And that's if you wait to place the order once they start shipping. The irony is, if you place a reservation now, you'd probably still be waiting the same length of time, more or less. There's almost no difference. So that's kind of why I figure it's better to wait and just, you know, get it when it's a known quantity. By that point, you'll know if you're ordering something with dual motors and performance as an option, or, you know, they'll have worked out the bugs. There's a downside to being right-hand drive and having to wait forever, but there's an upside as well. You know, when they get round to producing our cars, they'll produce them a damn sight quicker. I like with the Model S, for example, you know, the initial Model S's that came over to the UK, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, you know, they took Elon Musk, I think it might have been Georg, the ex-head of Western Europe, Tesla, and he was saying he took Elon Musk out in one of the right-hand drive cars when they first came over, and Elon was like, wow, this is so much better than the left-hand drive ones. He was like, yeah, we did a bunch of changes to get the car like this. And it was partly enabled by the fact that they've been selling them in the US for 2 years already. You know, and also, if I'd waited, so I placed my order in November and I got the car in June, which isn't that much of a wait, admittedly. Plenty of people have been waiting for years before that. And guess when they got their cars? In June. Nobody got the car before that, it was the first month. And even if you waited till June and placed an order, you'd still have got it in October, November. You know.
Maybe my idea of 2 Teslas wasn't so daft after all.
I think it's a great idea.
A Model 3 performance for best, and a Model S for putting the miles on and carting the luggage about and just having a good time in Europe.
Of course, don't forget the Roadster. I can get that down the line. That one will be a while. The Roadster won't turn up for a while, but that will be a car. That really will.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you heard the news that Tesla produced 5,000 Model 3s in a week?
Yeah.
That's quite impressive. 7,000 in total.
Yeah.
I liked the Ford boss's reply tweet. You see that? He said they do 7,000 cars in about 4 hours. But you know, Tesla's getting there. It's a long slog, and you know the fact that they've got here from. I mean, I remember the days when they were excited about 7,000 cars in a year. You know, and then 7,000 in a month. So, you know, great progress has been made.
I did see on the news that Elon Musk's looking at opening a really big solar farm in the UK.
Really?
Yeah, really big,
cool.
Really big solar farm.
I like solar. It's food time.
This is time.
What else have we got?
Bar downstairs. Don't know what they do in the bar. We're gonna. Did you food down there? Yeah, there's lunch times at time, then you had a burger menu down here, or full menu from up there. I know where
Do you need to ask?
Yeah, no, I know where we're going. We're going down, aren't we?
It's huge in here. I didn't realise the boat was this big. Grown-up food, kids meal. I should have gone for the Thai though, actually, because I just had one of the duck spring rolls and it's yummy. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have got for fun today. Gotta head back and get Jasper from school. Do you ever use the keeping the climate control on option then?
I don't know. No, I don't.
I use that. I wouldn't say like every day, but I've used it a lot since it's been sunny. Because what I do is, well, any circumstance where I know I'm coming back to the car in about 5-10 minutes and I'd rather it didn't heat up. So for example, yesterday, picked up Jasper from school and I left the climate control on and he said, oh Daddy, I want to go to the school playground. Like, all right then Jasper, okay. He was very good at school, so I couldn't really bring myself to say no, although I wasn't really feeling it personally. Anyway, so we went there for 45 minutes and I still came back to a nice cold car. I think it cost me about 8 miles of range or something, 8-10 miles. But if I had left the climate control off, it's quite a short journey back home, we would have been in a sweltering car for that entire journey. It wouldn't have cooled down properly by the time we got home. As it was, I was all hot from running around after Jasper at the park. I just opened the door and I'm met with this nice wall of refreshing cool air. Well, the other thing is sometimes it's difficult to get the preconditioning to work if you're in a bad signal area, and that's another use for it. Don't think it'll precondition the battery though in winter. No, that I wouldn't have thought. But it certainly will warm up the cabin for you.
It could be nice.
Fans going. It's
nice and cool for you.
It's going to be perfect. Just had a nice coffee. Right, time to say goodbye, I'm afraid.
See you later, mate.
Cheers.
Take care. Get used to shaking the other end.
Yeah. Looking forward to next time.
Yeah, I'll see you Saturday.
Yes, absolutely.
See you then.
That's going to be really good fun. More on that later on Saturday.
You take care. Yeah, safe
Yeah.
trip back.
Cheers. Bye. Thanks for the power. See ya. Okay. And that's pretty much the end of today's entertainment, unfortunately. So I am going to say goodbye. Oh, I will be interested to see how long it takes Tesla to start shifting a volume, a recognisable, noticeable volume of Model 3s into the UK. I don't reckon it'll take long. You know, once they start, it'll take them a while to start, because of course they'll iron out all the bugs first. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you don't already, and I'll see you in the next episode of my vlog. Bye. Apparently all they use this line for is steam trains. Cool. I'll have to come back here when it's running actually, because I like steam trains. It's cool. It's a good technology. Better than petrol and diesel anyway.